Hey everyone, Nick Engvall here. Before we get into today's episode, I want to tell you about some of the people that make the sneaker history community and this podcast possible. It's more important than ever to think about who you give your money to when you're buying clothing to go with your kicks. Our friends at Guilty Goods started their brand with a goal of giving back, especially to the communities that make sneaker culture possible. With every purchase from Guilty Goods, at least 10% of the proceeds are donated to organizations like Big Brothers and Big Sisters, the Susan G. Komen Foundation, the Movement for Black Lives, and many more. You can save 30% on your order by using the code HISTORY at guiltygoods.us. Again, that's history at guiltygoods.us for 30% off, and you can feel good about your purchase knowing you're supporting a meaningful cause. Sneakers are all about presentation, and if you're like me, displaying your kicks at home or in the office is just as important as when they're on your feet. Sneaker Throne makes sneaker display cases featuring customizable LED lights, drop-side cases to showcase the entire side of the shoe, not just the heel or the toe, the whole shoe. They've also got display cases for trading card collectors and hat collectors. To me, it's the perfect way to display your collection. You can save at least 10% on your Sneaker Throne order by using the code HISTORY at sneakerthrone.com. That's history at sneakerthrone.com. If you're a Patreon supporter or a member of our Discord community, you already know about Kicks with V hot sauce and his small batch, locally sourced hot sauce. V has been one of the biggest supporters of sneaker history and the podcast since the early days. He's currently the defending champion in our community trivia nights competition. Kicks with V hot sauce has been a huge hit with the community. You can save 10% on your order by using the code SneakerHistory10 at kickswithvhots.com. That's SneakerHistory10 at kickswithvhots.com. Now, you're probably here because you like sneakers, and if you join the Discord, you know our community is about so much more than that. Whether it's the marathon-like community calls, trivia night debates, the in-person meetups, or just sharing our favorite experiences, we found that although we have such different backgrounds, we all have some unexpected shared passions. Not only does the entire community look out for each other when it comes to releases, we're like a support group for life in general. You can join the Discord community for free by heading to the show notes of this episode. After you're done listening to this episode, tell someone you like their kicks today. You never know how far a simple compliment can take you, and we all know how good it feels to have someone show their appreciation. Now let's get into today's episode.
Jordan trying to shake off Starks. Oh, what a LeBron James with no regard for human life. Final seconds. Bryant for the win. Iverson against Gill. The crowd on its feet. Allen for the win.
Welcome to the Sneaker History Podcast.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Sneaker History Podcast. Of course, this is your host, Mike, and I got one of our special guests, always ready and available, talking about some sneakers, especially where he's at. Gotta welcome Jay, also known as Shanghai Soul. Shang, what's up, brother? How you doing, man?
Hey, man, what's going on, Mike? Thanks for having me on again.
Yeah, man. You know, you're kind of like a what we gonna call it? You're always like our man off the bench, ready to go. So yeah. I mean, always happy to have you here. Sure, man. But I know, we had a couple things we want to talk about today from your travels, because you recently got back to the States for a little while. Talking about some differences you've seen in sneakers, see both ends. A lot of people don't get to see both sides from where you are and, coming back to the States and visiting, to talking about some Kyrie, to Anta, kind of following up what the guys did last week on the last episode of the podcast, and just talk about sneakers as a whole, how, it might be the best time to be a sneakerhead for people like you and me. But shoot, man, you jump on in. What's been going on with you? How you been living?
I'm good. I'm in Hong Kong right now. So seeing another big sneaker hub in Asia, outside of Shanghai, Japan, I think Hong Kong was one of like the OG original spots, right? Like you always hear like people like Pharrell and how they say like they used to go to like Japan to go pick up kicks and stuff. Like Hong Kong is actually one of like the OG sneaker hubs. Like they have a sneaker street here, which is where I was yesterday. I sent you some photos. I posted it online. Like, they just have a ton of little, like, they're not even, they're boutiques, but they're really like holes in the wall. Like,
that's dope though.
Like it's fun. It's real fun. Like for us old heads, like sneaker shopping like that, like they ain't got no like, what is it, like 2J Kicks store, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
it ain't pretty, but it gets the job done.
You ain't got no marble and gold fountains and stuff like that. It ain't no cool Kicks LA or Round 2 or Flight Club. It's literal like open up like a curtain, and behind the curtain is like
Yeah.
walls and walls of sneakers. Like that's fun though. That's fun for us.
That's dope, man. I mean, being in Hong Kong, I mean, at this point, anywhere. You ever worry about going to those shops and anything being fake? You have to do kind of like the extra observations on them because it is just kind of a bunch of stuff packed in there.
Yeah, it's So it was funny because I was thinking about that when I was walking by and I was looking at the shoes, and I mean, yeah, it could be. It definitely could be, but their size run is so small, and you would think that if there were fakes, they would be like, "Oh yeah, we got sizes like 7 through 12." You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I got the whole thing, and they're like, "Where'd you get that from?"
Yeah, so like, I mean, they only had. I'm just trying to think of like an example. So, for example, the Lost and Found ones, right?
Okay.
They only had like 3 sizes.
Oh, okay.
Right.
That
so
makes
it's
more
like,
sense.
Yeah. So it's like they had like a size 8, like a size 9, and like a size 10.5.
Yeah.
And then like they would price out kind of like what sneaker stores in the States do. They'll be like, oh, the size 10.5 is like $7.99. The size 9 is like $5.99 or whatever. And it's way more expensive out here though, bro. Like,
yeah, I'm about to ask you that. Is it more expensive, or I thought you might find better deals?
It's way more expensive because like their overhead is so like how much they make is so little, right? Like, I mean, you got this small hole in the wall shop that's like the size of a studio apartment in New York City, and they only have like 1 or 2 or 3 pairs of each shoe. Like they're not keeping a lot of inventory, so they got to maximize profits per every sale. And so they had a pair. I remember they had a pair that I was like, "What? These are selling for this much?" It was like might be the Cherry 11s, the ones that dropped last year? Yeah, they dropped last
Christmas.
Year.
Yeah.
And those are actually, I don't know. Are those under retail right now?
I've heard. I haven't checked for them personally, but I've heard through a couple like posts and people that is actually selling for under retail here. Yeah. So I was really surprised.
So like under or like right at retail, right? Because they didn't do well. They kind of flopped. Like the people that really wanted them got them, but for the most part, the masses weren't like running for them. They were selling for like $400 to $500.
Oh, American?
Yeah.
Yo, I am actually surprised by that. I wonder if it's because like GOAT's killing them, because a lot of shoes. I mean, you live in Asia, you know how that is, where you guys are getting releases earlier, but a lot of people, I mean, the resellers out there still are putting them on the Chinese wing of GOAT, and I'm getting stuff early, and from that side of GOAT, which is, I don't know if that's killing those shops, making them less inventory, higher prices, but that's wild.
Yeah, so everything I do out here, I mean, it's taxing, but you got to do it to save money. Is that everything I do, everything I'm looking at, I'm like going online because it's cheaper online.
Yep.
Our StockX, China StockX, is where I've bought probably 80% of my shoes this past year, because it's just cheaper than retail.
Yeah.
And I mean, and I know we'll talk about it later, but it's like I don't need it early.
Nope.
I'm not reviewing anything. I don't need it early. I don't need early leaks. I don't need first look. So if it means that like 3 weeks later, 4 weeks later, 6 months later, I can get it for even cheaper, then I'll do that. And even for stuff that I've seen out here where I was like, oh, those are I might want to pick those up right now, and I'll go online and I'll be like, oh, it's like $20 cheaper online. I'm like, I'll just wait.
Yeah, dude. Well, do you ever use that site Poison? My buddy Josh.
So that's our StockX.
Okay,
so that's our StockX.
Okay.
And man, let me I've been, man, they Poison needs to pay me, because I've been talking about Poison for years. Like if you go and listen to like old sneak diss episodes, like I've been talking about Poison for years. So Poison is Facebook, StockX, and Check all into one. But
really?
But they've done this like 8-9 years ago.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
I thought they were brand new, because they're starting to push in the States now. I've seen Chris on Wear Testers mentioned them. Someone else, I can't remember. One of the other guys out there, one of the bigger channels, and they mentioned, I was like, man, I've heard this from Jay before, but I guess they're trying to push into the States now.
But like they really kill the game, and actually, you know, I mean, now it's already out there, so it's not a big deal for me to say. But like, I wanted to do check before check did it, because this is what Poison does.
Yeah.
So what they do is, not only can you buy shoes that are pre-authenticated, so like StockX, right? Like you buy it, and then they send it to Poison, and then they check it, and then they send it out to you, right? But you'll also, what's good about it too is that, like, let's say you send in a pair, it can't be too jacked up. So like, let's say you send in a pair of shoes, the box is a little dented, not like torn, not like destroyed, not like water damage, but like just maybe like a little rip.
Okay.
They will send it to you and ask you if you still want it. Like, they'll send you photos and be like, do you still want it? Whereas StockX automatically rejects it.
Yep.
And that's annoying, because as a seller, you might be like, I don't care about the box. Like, I got this for a good deal. You just screwed me out of it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like,
that's so dumb about the box. I'm like, I understand people want to resell again, but what kills me about that is that transit, they don't, like, delivery services are just putting millions and millions of boxes on top of things. It's gonna mess it up, and they mess it up too. Then blame it on the sellers. Like, yo, you did it.
Yep. So what they'll do is, if it's minuscule, they will ask the buyer, like, hey, are you okay with this?
Yeah.
And if it's all good, then you get them, and it's like, no problem. But you can also reject it and say, nah, it's I'm not okay with this. They'll even do it for like little things, like maybe like there's a scuff on the foam, or like, they'll ask like, hey, are you okay with this? Yeah. Which is totally acceptable, totally reasonable and fair, because not all buyers are trying to reflip, right? Like, if I'm trying to buy a pair of shoes and I'm like, oh man, it's an old shoe, it's like maybe 10 years old, there's gonna be some like wear and tear, or like wear on, like, you know what I mean? They're gonna look old. They're friggin' old shoes. So you can actually like accept the condition, and they'll ask you whether you're okay with it. So that's one thing. The next thing is, and this is when I used Poison first for, is that they have a team of like authenticators, but it's just like regular people. So like, let's say, for example, Mike is a pro at Forum Lows. Like, you could say like, hey, I'm really good at spotting and identifying like Adidas shoes, you know, and like you have an online profile. It almost looks like, you know, it's like in 2K where it shows like your attributes. It's like that octagon where it's like it points strong in one direction and all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
It's like that. It's like, oh, he's really good at he can spot Jordans, Jordan 1.
Oh, bad. Okay.
He can do Nikes. He can do blah blah blah. Like, he can do like Crocs. I don't know, like whatever it is. And so you buy credit on Poison, and then you use that credit, like, it's almost like Dave and Buster coins, right? Like, you pay $15 for like 500 coins, and then every authentication is like 10 coins or something like that, right?
Dang, that's not bad though.
So you submit, you wait in queue, right? It'll tell you like, oh, there's 50 people ahead of you, so you just gotta wait patiently. But you submit photos, like the stock photos that they need. So it's probably like 10 to 15 photos, right? You got to pull out the sole, you got to show the stitching, box label, stamp, size, the shoe tag, all, so it's all the stuff that they're looking for. And then it'll be like authentication in process. We'll contact you, and you'll get like a little thing on the app. When you open it back up, it'll be like a stamp of approval or a stamp of rejected. Now, okay. Now, these are for things that you don't have to buy through them.
Oh, so it could be anything. So it does the buy and selling, but also the check.
That's what I'm saying. Oh, wow. That's why you don't have to buy the shoes through Poison. So this is what a lot of places do out here, And man, I feel like someone's gonna listen to this pod and be like, "Dang, that's a good idea. We got to do that." Like,
I'm surprised no one's done it yet. Like, I feel like I hear less and less about those check and all those.
So basically, on eBay,
now.
it's like eBay, right? China's eBay. Everything that you buy has a 7-day window. Okay.
Like a return window?
Yes.
Oh.
So, for example, let's say you bought a Tom Sachs general purpose shoe, right?
Okay.
So you bought it from me. I sold it on this eBay thing. You bought it from me, and you have 7 days to accept it. If you accept it, I get the funds. If you don't accept it, then within the 7 days, then we have like a thing that we can like work out in the middle, right? Like unless it's stated this item is non-returnable, but for the most part, you can return things, right?
That's dope.
So during these 7 days, you hop on Poison, you take photos of the shoe, right? And then you post it on, and then you get authenticated, and then once it's good to go, then you press release funds, and then I get the money.
Dang.
Or if it comes back and it says, "Hey, this shoe's fake," then you come back to me and say, "Hey, like I got them authenticated. You know, you show the proof of authentication, blah blah blah. Shoes are fake," and then I get the shoe back, and you get your money back.
That's a heck of a service. I mean,
and so it's really in the buyer's favor. Like which is kind of like eBay too, if you think about it, because eBay tends to favor the buyer, right?
They're pretty solid about that. I mean, I don't do much of anything on eBay, but from everything I've seen, all interactions, they seem like they're pretty favorable to the buyer, which it should be, because it's just, I mean, it's more scammers on the selling side than it will be on the buying side.
Yes, correct.
Right. That's pretty dope.
So that's the other thing of Poison. They authenticate everything, dude. Bags, shoes, clothes. Like, so you can get that all authenticated. And then the third aspect of it is under every shoe page, like StockX, they have Goat tried to do it, but I don't feel like they did it very successful. Remember how Goat used to have like pictures that you could submit, like user, like foot pictures. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It failed really miserably because it was attached to, I don't know, at one point they were trying to attach it to social media. You talking about the on foot, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, they tried to, and it just didn't go well.
It didn't go well, right? Yeah, I know. It did. And so, but Poison's one is really good. Like,
that's dope. It's more of a social gathering as opposed to just a interaction.
You have a profile. So like, I have a profile on Poison.
Okay.
And it doesn't. So like, you get to choose what you want to reveal. So it's not like once you buy on Poison, it's in your like public library where everyone can see what you've been buying. No, it doesn't work like that. You can choose to be like, I want to show this, I don't want to show this. But then also under every shoe page, so like let's say you went on to Poison and looked up the Tom Sachs general purpose shoe, and you scroll to the bottom and you see user submitted photos, and they separated by just on foot, or maybe whole outfit, or unboxing.
Oh, dang, it's like that?
Or unboxing videos separated by gender, like male, female, like.
Dang, I gotta join Poison. I gotta get this network bigger,
dude. It is insane, man. Dang. Like, it's crazy how big it is. It's the biggest platform. Like, it's not. And what's interesting is it's not like it took StockX's and Goat's idea and Check's idea and combined it. Like, they started off like that. You know what I mean? Like, they had the intuition to be like, no, we can't just. Because there's so many people that buy shoes offline. There's so many people that buy shoes not through us. So we got to be able to like find a way to make money off of that.
Well, supporting everybody at that point. I mean, that's what people are looking for that one-stop shop. And when you can consolidate all the services in one, so maybe I'm not buying a shoe from you today, but now that I got my shoe checked, but now I know you actually sell shoes, or I can buy something, you broker the deal. I'm coming to you for everything now. That's literally, I mean, that's how I ended up using Goat, because I was like, well, StockX, I've heard so many negative things about. Then I got to the Goat interface. To me, it was cleaner. To me, a lot of people don't agree, but the fact they're very responsive, customer service is amazing on Goat. From what I've worked with, I don't want to say that for everybody. But I've had great experience, and I won't deter from that. But if now being introduced to Poison, now I might actually go into that website. I think I might download the app. I've been thinking about it, I'm terrible at straining the new things. I'm used to goats, so I just haven't done anything different. But with this, I mean, there's so much more to it.
Yeah, it's way more to it, dude. It's way more to it. I don't know if the U.S. version is as comprehensive as the one in China, because I know people that have been like, "Hey, I'm on Poison, but I can't get anything shipped here." It's because they don't ship internationally.
Oh, well, so I wonder how it's working.
The China one doesn't ship internationally.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So I guess there's a U.S. version. I'm sure they actually ship here now.
Yeah,
but interesting.
But it's crazy.
Nuts.
Man. The app is
man.
good. And that's where I do most of my shoe shopping. Like, because going back to the original topic, I'm not paying like for a shoe that I don't need, right? Like, I'm not paying over retail.
I mean, that goes right into like the next thing we're talking about. So first off, before we get into that, have you picked up anything recently? I know you've been kind of globetrotting.
Globetrotting is hard, man. So like, I brought my oatmeal Vomeros with me on my trip.
Nice.
I brought my Salehi Crocs with me, the white pair. It's like one of the original pairs with me on this trip. And so those were the only two pairs of shoes that I brought with me. Mm-hmm. I picked up a pair of shoes like a week before coming back, and my wife was like, "You did so good. You were so good."
Made it.
Yeah, she was so worried that I was just gonna fill my suitcase just full of shoes, and she's like, "You were able to hold off until so long." I picked up. It's funny. It's not even like a popular sneaker. I picked up a ACG mock.
Oh yeah, I remember you asked me. You told me about that one. Yeah,
but it's like it's just like the most plain one, because I remember they came out with like the polka dotted
undercover one. Yeah, it was the
and then there was the undercover ones. But then I watched the reviews, and the reviews slammed them. They were like, they're so bad, they're so uncomfortable, they're so tight.
Yeah, so I never bought them because
I didn't buy them either. I really liked them too, but I bought the ace, so like the polka dot ACG, but then it's just the wheat
normal
tan upper, and so I picked up those. I figured those will be like a nice, like, just chill in the house when it's because there's actually like not a lot of breathability. Because it's
like for cold weather. That's like
a little bit.
I don't think I remember wearing.
So it's like something I can wear in like the classroom in the winter months. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like a chill pair.
It looks good though. Like the shoe looks good. The undercover ones, I love the way they look. I love that cow print one. And like I say, I just looked at other reviews before I bought it. I was like, I'm not gonna be happy when I buy this. And everyone kept telling me,
slammed it. They slammed it because they said that the opening is too small. So it's like. It's really hard to get on, and I was like, "Oh man, if it's a shoe that's going to be difficult to put on, there's no way I'm
not gonna wear it."
Nope,
never gonna wear it.
Way, no.
Like you got to size up a half size at least. I'm like, well, if I can't try it on, I'm never gonna buy this because I don't like the uncertainty.
Yep, me too. I'm the same way. So I picked up those mocks. Picked up a pair of. I guess this is like the hype beast in me now, is that the fact that Birkenstocks are a hype beast shoe now is like
what, dude? I don't understand as a hype beast shoe on it. It's like it's just a leather sandal or a mule, whatever one you get is like.
Yeah, so I got the mule, I got the Boston, and I was like, man, I was like looking back, I was like, man, they got some fire collabs. They did that Stussy collab. It's like $500, man. I was
dude. I was like, I kind of want this, but I'm not buying that much for a sandal.
I know, that's what I said too. I was like, yo, that pink Stussy pair is fire, and I was like, no, I ain't paying $500-600 for a pair of Birkenstock clogs.
Yeah, don't catch me slipping. I mean, I know it's gonna get leather, but it ain't that good. It ain't doing nothing for me.
No way. And then it was kind of funny because like I always felt Birkenstocks were uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And then I was like reading the reviews, and I was like, oh, it's like there's actually some science behind it and stuff like that.
Oh.
And they, for some of their newer pairs, they have a softer footbed.
Okay.
So kind of like what Vans did with like that cushioning, remember? Because I remember Vans back in the day. I was like, man, these are not comfortable. Like how
like
Greg
bricks,
only,
like
how
literally
Greg
bricks.
only wears Vans. There's like, yeah, like the vulcanized rubber is so heavy, and then the padding is so thin on the insole. I'm like, how do people wear these? And then when they came up with like that cushioning, I was like, oh, okay, these are softer now. But
makes way more sense. I don't know. Like if Greg, you're gonna hear this one day. You need to get in the closet and get the microphone so you can talk to us.
Yeah, I don't know. He's been ducking us for months, man. It's going on maybe a year now.
We need to figure out what I need to get. We need to call George and be like, hey, bro, what's the Skype login so we can bombard you guys and
yeah. For real. So yeah,
man.
I mean, those are the only two. I mean, basically both like mule type shoes, just for the summer. I thought maybe that's just my summer mindset right now, which is like just slip on and go.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, bro. Like literally, I mean, I can't. I look around, it's like I can't. The only thing I bought recently is not even here yet. Was the airship, the tech gray one, because I think that might be like the best looking airship outside of the Friends and Family Nigel Sylvester pair.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, dude, I got it for $100.
I know,
like $100, and that was from a resale. So that was from Goat. That's why I'm not going out here. I'm about to spend a grip on something that's I can wait a week and be all right. Even my Spider-Mans, I didn't buy them. Like I bought them for over retail, but it was like. I got them for like $20 over retail. Then when a movie came out, and people were like, "Oh, I see the shoe now." It went to the $300. I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't have bought them then.
Dang,
I knew that was gonna happen. So
much? They went up that much. They're that much now.
They I think they kind of bounced back out to like 270, 250. But when I got mine, it was like 210. I got them a couple bucks over retail, and because everyone hated them. But once they had that one scene of the movie where it actually showed the shoe and it had made sense how it tied in, everybody's like, "Oh, I gotta go buy it." I'm like, y'all stupid. Y'all looking at here real silly.
Oh, I did pick up another pair actually.
What you got?
I got it on Goat. I picked up the Social Status Mac Attacks.
Oh, see, I'm having an issue with those. Not of I like the Mac Attack. It is one of those shoes. I'm a big tennis fan, so that's where it gets me. But I heard someone say it earlier, and I'm like, man, they are right. Tell me if you agree with me. The Mac Attack may be going the way of the airship. And I cannot remember where I heard that from, so please forgive me if I cannot cite your quote correctly, but I was like, dang, I agree with you. Because it is an initial hype. And Jay, how much have you seen this freaking Mac Attack since the release? Even the Social Status ones, I don't see much.
No, I haven't seen anyone wear them at all.
Not a lick. I haven't seen a single person with them on foot. And I'm really trying to think, like, I haven't seen a person wear them whatsoever. I've heard the sizing's kind of weird on them. I have a buddy of mine who actually works at Social Status, and he was like, I was going to buy them, but he's like, the sizing's so weird that I just didn't feel like it was going to be comfortable for me to buy. Yeah,
so like basically my thinking is those tearaway shoes, like I do like that pink underneath. I think that's
so good.
Like a fire combo, and I like how it's like kind of suede underneath too. But like these essentially are going to replace my New Balance 550s because my 550s are destroyed. Yeah. And they actually, and I know it's funny because it's like they look so similar. Like they look so similar. It's crazy. And I know people are going to be like, no, the Mac Attack came out first. Or actually, I don't know which ones came out first because the 550s are an old shoe too, aren't they?
Yeah, that's a good question. Like the Mac Attack might have had it by like a year or two, maybe. Because what was it? Mac Attack was 84?
Yeah.
That's a good question.
So anyway, these are going to be my new beaters. And my goal is to somehow, without physically doing it on purpose, is to get to the underneath color without having to like cut or rip or do anything.
That's my problem, dude. I'm so curious. That's why I don't buy shoes like that. The only shoe I've ever bought with the underneath was the NYC to Paris.
That's a fire pair. I love that pair, man.
I beat the dog crap out of the shoe. I've actually skated in it. I was like, dang, I might ruin the shoe, but it looks so good with the rips and tears in it. I'm like, I gotta keep it, like, regardless. And I found that one retail sitting on the shelf at House of Hoops when I guess it still existed. dude just picked it up after returning something. It was like perfect timing.
I've worn that pair probably 15 times, and I'm nowhere close to the pink. I'm not even. I don't know if I'll ever even get there. That's the thing. Like, because I don't do anything outside of like regular wear that would ever reveal the.
Let me see. You can see my camera, right?
Yep.
Bro, I pulled them out the other day for something. Look at this.
Dang, but that looks good like that though.
Oh, dude, I love it. I just hate that the thread kind of like they should have put better stitching here. Like they should have probably
Can you get that restitched? Can you get that restitched up?
It's ripped, dude. Like I was like kick flipping and crapping it, so like it is dead. Like, but I like it. But that's the purpose of the shoe, so I can't be mad at it. Like, I'm not upset. Like it's supposed to look that way, and I'm just one of those. I haven't worn a lot. I've tried to conserve the life of it, but now I have a couple of French international soccer jerseys that actually one matches this color perfectly. So I think I'm gonna break them out again, and they just look good. I mean,
yeah, I hear you. I have a couple that are actually like that I'm like nowhere near. I have the Lance Mountain SB Jordan 1s.
Ooh, I want those.
I got the black and the white pair, and I'm like, and then I also have the Jordan 1 low SBs, the ones with the beige. Do you remember that one? It was like
the Costin.
Yeah, the Costins. Covered in the beige upper.
Yeah,
like
I should have bought that pair. I'm so dumb.
That pair, like everyone hated on that pair. That pair was the cheapest out of the three. Because there was the dark blue one with the mini Jumpman logo on the top.
I love that one so much. The mini swoosh gets me.
Yeah, that one. Everyone loves that one. But then that pair flew under the radar because it's like you can't see anything. It doesn't look like anything. But underneath is the dope one, man. Underneath is
the
like
UNC.
Yeah,
one at the UNC underneath.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, yo, that's dope. But I'll never. I mean, with the way I wear my shoes, I'll never get there.
Oh yeah. Now I never will. Like that was when my collection was way. I don't want to say way. It was probably half the size of what it is now. So I actually was like, oh cool, I can do this to this shoe. Dude, there's so many shoes I look at in my office. I'm like, bro, when am I ever gonna wear this? But it's like I wanted it for like it's not one of the things I want to get rid of it. But I just like I need to find a time to wear it because I really appreciate the shoe. But I'm like, either it's too deep in a pile. I just don't want to move the pile to get to it. Or I'm just like, I don't go. I work from home, so I don't wear shoes much at all. Like unless I'm going to grocery store.
Home. Work from home. You'll never get through that pile.
Never. I still have. I don't ever have DS shoes, but because again I work from home, I'm like. So what happens is I start my dad and my youngest brother, and then a couple cousins on my wife's side. They're the same size as me. So if I get to a point if I'm looking at it and I realize I'm not ever gonna wear it, and it's like, hey, still fresh, I just start divvying shoes out to people because I'm like, I don't want them to sit here and separate. I don't want to be greedy. So like if I know people who don't buy shoes like me and could use a fresh pair, dude, I just start giving them out like freaking hotcakes, bro. It's like if I didn't, I'd be under a pile right now.
Yeah, for sure. Like I this summer I realized I'm like, you just gotta wear your shoes, man. Like I have because I saw the penny ones in Undefeated in Santa Monica.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, do I want to pick these up right now? Because I want to keep that pair on DS. And I was like, you're gonna keep a pair DS of a pair of penny ones like that are GRs, just and then in like 5 years they're gonna re-release again, and then you're gonna be stuck with a pair of DS that's like, oh yeah, this was from 2018. What are you gonna like 2020, like 2021, 2023? Like, what are you gonna do with this? And I was like, man, okay, the first thing I'm doing when I'm going back home is I'm gonna wear my penny ones and I'm gonna wear my Barkley 94s. And like I worked so hard to get them, and it's like now they're sitting in storage. Like, what's the point in that?
That's what I'm saying, man. Like, I don't want to. I'm trying not to get to that point. So if I feel like it's getting overwhelming, I start divvying the shoes out. But I'm like, nope, I'm wearing these shoes. Like, I think the hard part about that is we have too many. We're hoarders. We know what we are.
100%. I know.
When crap like this comes out, and I'm just like, oh, it's so easy to wear my Ultra Boost. They're just sitting by the door. Like, I literally just throw them on. When I took to Mexico, I took these. I took Ultra Boost 1.0s.
Yes.
What else I'm taking? Like, what else I'm packing? Like, it makes like we have a problem, but because we like, oh man, I gotta have this shoe. It's now it gets here. I'm like, what do I do with it? Because I'm not going anywhere.
Right. Like I think my thing is like, I know it's twofold, and I know that there's probably a million sneakerheads out there that probably have the same problem. Is that one, when it's like you either pay a lot for a pair, or it's like highly coveted, or it took you a long time to get them. Like you don't want to. How do I say? When you know how much they cost, it really hurts. It's hard to get over that hump, that mental hump of like the first time I wear them, I'm just throwing a number out there. Let's say I bought them for $500. The first time I wear them, they were now worth $300. It's like taking the car off the lot, right? So it's like
depreciation, man.
It's like that. There's like a part of you that's like, ooh. Like, I gotta get over that mental hurdle of I bought this so that I could wear and not buy this so I'm flipping, or that they're just gonna sit there and appreciate in value. Like, this is not stocks, right? Like,
yeah,
I know some people treat them like that, but like,
can't though.
Like,
it's too volatile.
Yeah, and it's like it's a depreciating good, right? Like, it'll fall apart. It won't be there forever. So it's like, I got to get over that mental hurdle of like, okay, the first time I put them on, like, however much money I paid for them, then that's it, right? Like, you got to. Oh yeah. But number two is the shoes that I wear the most often are the ones that I've beat and that are comfortable. Like, if I'm only wearing that Jordan 1 Paris to New York, like once or twice every 3 months, they'll never get to the point where I will be like, wow, that's my go-to, because I've worn them in, they've molded to my feet, they're comfortable now. Like, every time I put them on, like once every like month and a half, I'm like, God damn, these are not comfortable. Let me get my Vomeros back on, please.
Dude, like, you got to wear them, because I think it's even more comfortable than normal Jordan 1, because it has that little zoom pad in the heel, and the leather's really nice. It makes
a huge difference. The zoom comforts are so much more comfortable than regular Jordan 1s.
Yeah, I'm jealous. I got my wife a pair of those. I'm like, dang, I should have bought myself a pair too.
Yeah. But like, those are the two things, right? So it's like, you got to wear them to get them comfortable. But it's like, to kind of break through that first initial wear for me sometimes is like,
it's tough, man.
Yeah, because like being in Asia, like there's certain pairs that we don't get. So like, for example, like the Barclays, right?
Yeah.
It took me so long to find a pair that I was willing to pay for, and they're releasing again, but like, in super limited quantities though. Like, because like there's
I didn't know y'all didn't get those. I thought basketball shoes were kind of like a given out there.
No, not retros, because it wasn't big. It wasn't big yet. You know what I mean? Like, Nike basketball wasn't huge in China back then. So it's like, we got the all white pennies, we got the all black pennies, but the OG Orlando ones, for whatever reason, we never got them.
That's crazy.
The all white are under retail, the all black are under retail, but the OG Orlando is, for whatever reason, not sold. And
so that's funny, because really they kept randomly releasing the Orlando, the black and white pair, but the all white was the one that no one's, that hasn't been retroed. And when it came here, man, it sold out immediately. They were over retail. Phew. Talk about, I might go buy a pair, because their price tanked.
Yeah, so I saw an all black pair on the streets yesterday for $75.
See,
but the thing is, like, I was like, and I was so close. I was so freaking close. I was like, oh man. But if it was the all white pair, I would have copped it. But then the all black is too similar to the Orlando one, and I'd rather wear the Orlando one.
Well, see, the all black one, the reason I like that one, I mean, I have this weird thing with all-star shoes. I'm like, ooh, all-star shoe. Yeah. Like, I'm still stuck in like 2000 freaking 9. I'm like, why am I doing this?
I get you. The all-star variations of shoes.
Yeah, I love that crap. But I'll tell you this, that brings us to the next thing I want to talk about. What's cool about where we are now is that this is where the true collectors, true lovers of sneakers are getting to kind of get their get back from the last 3-4 years, because we're not having to go out there and make a rash decision. Like, I don't even know what recent release. Everybody was going to lose their mind over those Jordan 1 lows that look like the Supreme Dunks with the elephant print on them.
Yes.
Sold out immediately, right? On sneakers and all of the websites, or not all the websites, but on Nike at least. Bro, I can still find various sizes, places, maybe not my size, but some people who may wear different things. I can point them in the right direction. I go on like GOAT right now.
They're under retail, aren't they?
Dude, I think right at retail. I'm like, if I'm thinking about it, it's one of those things like, I might wait till it drops a little bit more because I have that option now. I don't have to go in and do it immediately, which is nice. So for me, being on the YouTube side of things, where it used to be, I mean, it still is. Everyone wants to see something early, which is cool.
Yeah.
Like I got my things I can get early, but I'm not going to buying a Jordan early if I don't have to because it costs too dang much.
Yeah.
And I can go in and wait a month and give you really thoughtful review because I'm not rushing to do it. I can wait a month, hear a bunch of what other people are saying and elaborate better and give you a better review and say, hey, you can go buy it for 120 now instead of 180. And I mean, there's a lot of things I'm looking at right now, man. Like we've been going back and forth. One of the things I'm like probably going to buy, which I don't need it, but it's a grail amount I've always wanted since back in the day because before we had all these different outlets, like looking at things like, you know, Nike Talk or just nice kicks like Celebrity Sneaker Stalk or Cribs, like where you saw sneakers in the mainstream. Yep. Dude, Dan Quality Meat Bacon Air Max 90s are like 150 on GOAT right now from the last like the 2020 or 2021 release, whatever it was.
Yep.
Dude, I'm literally trying to talk myself out of buying them right now because I'm like, I can get this right. I can get a grill of mine for under $200.
Did you get them back then when they dropped? No,
because they sold out immediately. And they were like the prices were higher than what I wanted. Like for Air Max 90, knowing they're only going to have probably about a 10 to 12 year shelf life because they're foam midsoles. I'm not want to pay a lot of money for it, but I can go in and get it for 150 and I can beat the mess out of them because I want to wear them. That's my thing. My whole purpose of buying is to wear. I just don't get to all the time because again, I don't go anywhere.
Yeah, you're right.
So I love it, man. Like this is our time to get things. Like I'm going to go back and get probably playoff 12s, playoff 13s because their retail sitting there. Maybe some under retail if you find the right spot. Union AJKO just they got reloaded on Nike's website for retail.
I saw that.
Silly, dude.
Both
I mean,
pairs,
it's not
both pairs or just the
canvas.
Just one. Yeah.
Just the canvas because I feel like Nike's trying to clear out stock before back to school, so it gives them warehouse space. But it's so easy, man. I get to think about it like what would have sold out in 2010 through 2013, the purple Air Zoom generation that 101 LeBron had. I really want it. But now I can sit back and wait and say, 190 is kind of pricey. Let me get down to 130 and maybe we'll talk about it. I don't have to make a brash decision because I don't know how to wear that shoe. I just want it because it was a 101 LeBron hat.
You can wear that with the Grimace drink. You can wear that with the McDonald's Grimace drink.
Man, the only thing I can wear that with is I have one Lakers jersey, which I'm glad LeBron's going back to 23 because now my jersey is relevant again. But that's the only thing I can wear it with.
So then, okay, so me and you, we like retro classic basketball stuff.
Yeah.
So here's the part where now for me is where I'm spending my money because all new stuff, it all sits, especially in China.
Oh yeah.
So those elephant print lows, they're for under retail. They're $20 under retail.
Dang.
And so by the way, that pair is pretty fire.
It's dope.
It's pretty fire. The one thing I don't like is that it's that suede toe box, but it's not the good kind.
Yeah.
It's the short hairs. It's the
Durabuck or whatever they call it.
Yeah, it doesn't crease well, man. It gets lumpy. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I have a couple pairs like that where I look at them like I try to restuff them with socks and paper so they keep their shape, but I know exactly what you mean. They kind of
it gets lumpy and it bunches up. It kind of clumps together. I don't know how to explain it, but it doesn't. It's not like a regular Jordan 1 where it's like a clean crease. They actually crease not well. But so I'm really tempted to get those. I don't know if you've seen. I don't know if you have your phone next to you, but if you
what you got?
Go to Jordan 1 Squad. His IG page, he reposted a Japanese guy who customized his elephant lows, the cement print lows, into the Supreme Dunk.
I knew someone was gonna do it eventually. Let me see. So Jordan 1 Squad. What? Oh yeah, here it is. This one.
Yeah.
Kind of hard to see. I got that glare on there for the light, but yeah.
But like, I was like,
someone would do it.
red sock liner. I was like, yo, those look kind of fire. Like,
but that's why I want it. I ain't gonna lie, because
I might have to get 2 pairs and do one like that. No lie, because they're under retail. Like, it's so cheap.
Yeah. Dude, I'm thinking about it. I mean, only thing that's really got my attention right now is something new. And it's like got me excited. I haven't been excited about a shoe for a while, but when Kith announced that X-Men 60th anniversary Gel Light 3-pack,
those
lost my freaking
crazy.
Mind, bro.
But okay, so the scary part is if you buy 2 of them, what if you get the same shoe? Because it's mystery, right? Like,
it is a mystery. It's like a card. So the stock numbers are super low, apparently.
And how can you complete the set? How can anyone complete the set if like you buy it and you keep getting like, let's say you buy like 4 and like 3 of them are the same? I would be so
pissed. You're gonna have to complete them on the aftermarket or the resale market. The only way you can complete the set. The only thing is, man, no matter what. I mean, I'll take that back. Not no matter what, but freaking. The man doesn't miss. Like, Ronnie doesn't miss, and his stuff always stays high, except for I got the leatherback Gel Light 5 that the 10th anniversary I got it for under retail. But everything else, dude. I have a buddy of mine, I think him and his son may be going to Comic-Con this week, and I'm like, bro, if you do decide to go, if you get to that Kith booth and they're there, I will send you money. Like, because they're selling them at Comic-Con first.
that you like, or you just don't, doesn't matter.
Bro, like, so it does in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter. I'll take whatever comes in the pack. I literally downloaded the Kith app again just because I'm waiting for that. But if I had a choice, either the Gambit or the Storm, those 2 are just absurdly clean. Even the Rogue, that green and yellow.
That's my favorite one. I like that one the most. That's my favorite one right there. That forest green with the yellow, that is fire. But Rogue isn't one of my favorite characters. Like, I'm not a Rogue fan, but those shoes are fire though.
Well, it's supposed to be the remastered shape, so they're going in and fixing it, which, you know, people always complain that they couldn't get it right. So this may be the first wave of them having a better shape of the Gel Light 3, which I think they have gotten better. They've gone back to the OG shape, so it doesn't have the banana look anymore. But
you mean how it curves up?
Yeah, so back early like 2010s up until probably like 2020, they always had like a curve up. But now they've gone back to more the sleeker look. And I think this one, supposedly, I need to actually see one in hand, but I think it actually has the original shape of that more pointy toe box. And if that's the case, bro, I'm about to lose my mind. I'm about to go straight to Asics because that toe box is like perfection, like a retro runner.
So I don't own any Gel Light 3 or Gel Light 5. Which one is the better model? Because I feel like people don't like the split tongue, right? Like, people
that's
are not
the issue with the Gel Light 3. The split tongue thing is, so you got to try them on. So me, I don't have a very wide foot. It's pretty, I'll say average to narrow. So I don't have an issue with the split tongue in my normal size 10. But people with wider feet, that's where you can see everything going on. So they don't realize that even though the shoe fits, they may need to size up a half so it can close up on them. So that's one of the things. I mean, we talked to gotta talk to Rico on that one. He'll definitely he's a big Gel Light 3 head. He'll be able to go down that rabbit hole with you. But only thing I don't like about the Gel Light 5 is that it has a better tongue, but it's such a like smaller shoe. Like it's low profile. I love the bulkiness of the Gel Light 3.
Gotcha.
So I mean, but that's a good look, man. I mean, it's the only thing I've been excited about recently. And Jordan hasn't done anything to make me like, ooh, I want this. I mean, only thing I'm excited about is something coming out next year, and it's a retro. It's Galaxy KD4s and Galaxy foam posits, but that just shows my age again. Like, we're going back to retro basketball stuff. There's nothing.
Question, real quick. I don't think the Galaxy KD4s are going to sell out because no retro KDs have sold out.
It's going to sell out on sneakers, but everywhere else you'll be able to get them.
But what about the foams?
Foams are going to sell out. Dude, every other foam has been popped. Well, okay.
No.
I gotta say, take that back. Sneakers is sold out. It's my size 10, bro. Like that, I'm such an average size.
Me too. I'm a size 10 too. I'm a size 10 too.
It sells out. Like I went the PE, the penny foams. I didn't want to. The price was a little sketchy for me, $240 or whatever. But I was like, all right, I'll break. I'll do it. But I couldn't find them in my size.
Retail,
so it's
$220?
I think it was $220 or $240. Something stupid. I'm like, ew.
Yeah, it might be $240. Yeah, you might be right.
I'm like, that's what made me stop. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna rush. It's one of those like I'm gonna walk slowly. So if they're still there, maybe I go get them. I didn't rush to go try to pick them up. I'm like, I don't even because phones like Galaxy's gonna be $250. I guarantee it.
Well, okay, that's fine. But how much will they be on resale?
So this is what's gonna happen. This is what happens in the States. So what happens is China will get them early. That's or a couple. If they release them there, they'll typically get them a couple weeks early, right? Yep. And that's typically when I go on Goat. I'll start searching. I'll put them on my want list when they start popping up there, and I'll keep checking back. So I did that with the Kobe 6 All-Star. So I've noticed they released in China first. I think it released like in Philippines as well, like a Titan. People were buying them. Dude, I got them for like 20, 30 over retail. Mm-hmm. From Goat from there, like it's still the same app, but they you could tell where it's getting shipped from. It got shipped from Hong Kong, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Oh, I'm just gonna do the same thing. Like same thing. My what was it? My Big Bang LeBron 9s, that retro that came out. I ordered them a couple weeks early, but I paid a little bit over retail. But that's for things that's worth it to me. Like everyone has that. Like okay, if these are Grail shoes to me, I will buy a little bit more just to ensure I have my pair. If I if Galaxy foams are, let's say, retail $250 and I can find it for $270, I'll buy them.
But do you think they will be? Do you think it will be a hard cop? And what I mean by cop is not on sneakers. I mean, like, do you think that it'll be like a $400, $500, $600 shoe?
No, it won't be because I mean. Again, the old people like us are gonna try to go for them. At least not some of them. Some of them have outgrown sneakers now. You
don't think the resellers are gonna try to eat them up?
They're gonna try, and what's gonna happen to them? They're gonna be sitting on them, and then us waiting patiently, we'll be able to get them for retail or like a couple dollars more, maybe less. Dude. What really shows me that they're not going to do much? Look at 2 sneakers, and although I know they're not the same lineage of shoe. But they're a good baseline. Miami Night 8s. No, sorry, not Miami Night 8s. Yeah, Miami Night 8 lows. We can go that one. South Beach 8 highs. And Watch the Throne 9s. 3 of the most elusive shoes you can get for retail or less for that same era. And then also you can look at Big Bang LeBron 9s. Back then they were $600 for a resale pair. Now,
Big Bangs were $600.
You don't remember back in the day? Dude.
I was never a LeBron head like that. What about Watch the Throne?
Watch the Thrones were not real. They were only made for LeBron, Kanye, and Jay-Z.
That's what I'm saying. So when they came out, they didn't even do well.
Under retail right now. Like I'm eyeing a pair right now for like $180. I'm like, I don't need this, but I want it. It's dumb. I mean, it's like I got Miami Night 8 lows for retail. And that was another shoe that was, you saw Wale wearing it. You saw some other rappers wearing it. And LeBron was like, I'm never getting that. But it's like there's the respect for that era is gone. They're trying to force foams back. But who's wearing them? Unless you slap Travis Scott in a pair of foams, I'm getting them for retail.
Dang, I can't wait for that.
Oh, bro. I'm going to be here looking stupid. I'm gonna go back to 2010. I'm going to go to... you go to the shoe store after you buy the shoes. Let me get the matching socks. Let me get the long shorts and the t-shirt that match. I'm gonna bring it all the way back.
Okay, so I'm so glad that you said that because the only thing that's on my watch list right now, and I have a bid on Goat and I have a bid on eBay, is and then this is me going down the nostalgia road because I was like, I'm going back. I'm wearing my pennies. I'm gonna wear my foams. I'm gonna wear my Barclays. I'm gonna wear all these old school shoes that I wanted. And I want the Nike Air Unlimited, dude.
Oh yeah, show me that one.
I have the freaking Michigan shorts all ready to go. I have the black socks ready. I'm just missing the shoes. But dude, why? But this is the thing though. It's like this is the stuff that's making me spend money. Is that why is all the old stuff so much more expensive, dude?
It's crazy, man.
They're so expensive. He wants $325. I'm
There's
like,
no
I ain't
way.
paying $325 for
I
that.
got $100 for it. Give me that shoe. Like, come on now. You know, nobody want that. No one.
I know no one wants that.
that.
I'm like, and he's like, the thing has like 9 watchers. I'm like, man, 8 of those people are your family and friends. Like, give me a break, man. Come on.
Nah, it's 8. You know what it is? 8 of them people like, hey, you gonna drop that sucker down because I ain't buying it for what you're asking for.
Bruh, like, I don't. But even if you go online, you look at like Penny Ones and Barclays, they're like over 200 too. Like, they're expensive, man.
So I don't understand the Barkley thing. Like, pennies are oversaturating now, so they're dropping. If you look hard enough, you'll find them for under. Barclays, they release them in such random batches that, like the CP94 release them. Like, tell me where I'll buy a OG one, but I'm not buying it for over retail.
Yeah, and they released them in such small batches. Yeah, just like you said, super low quantity, like random. I don't even know if they popped up online because it's not like they show up on your sneakers feed.
No, not at all. They just kind of, it's like, so Nike does this thing. I think I have the name right. It's called neighborhood releases. That's kind of what the airship is. They don't release them typically on sneakers. They just kind of directly to boutiques and stuff. I mean, that's what I feel like they're doing with the Barclays. Like, you got to go walk around and go find it. I'm like, I don't want to. I've gotten so used to just being on my phone, just put it on sneakers so I can either get it or not. Like,
yeah,
it's crazy. And like, dude, I haven't looked at sneakers that often now because there's a bunch of junk on there. It's like, there's nothing on this app. I'm pulling it up right now. I don't know if they load anything up.
They got a bunch of those wovens. What is it? They look like the sandal. They look like sandals.
Oh, dude, I should have used that when I was in Mexico though. So like that water cat, I was like, dang, I should have got me a pair of those. I was like, I missed out on that one. That was actually useful. But I mean, they don't have nothing on there worth buying it. They're like, They got a bunch of ACGs, which I like ACGs, but it's kind of weird to see them on the sneakers app, you know?
Yeah.
Jordan, I mean, all they do is have a bunch of Jordans and Terminators, and like I say, the Water Cats. They have that Vomero, essentially that glow in the dark joint, which I like that one. But
yeah, that one's kind of.
They don't come out till August 1st. Why is it loaded up on sneakers right now?
Yeah, just to get your attention.
Yeah, like, dude, like, I don't. Only Vomero I really want, and it's almost ironic, is the have you seen the Panda Vomero?
Yes.
And it's so atrocious. I just want to see it for a review, and I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but it's so badly done that I need to have it in there.
Yeah, man. So I don't know. Like, that's the only one I'm looking for. I'm like obsessed with it lately, and it's so dumb because I'm like, I'm obsessed with it, and I'll probably wear it like 4 times.
Can you not find one like on Poison or Goat?
No.
Dang.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that kind of stuff never sells on.
Yeah. If it is, it's all busted and like, dang.
So like we don't get those releases in China. And so there is someone on GOAT that's selling them, but without the box, and they want $280. And I'm like,
absolutely
I
not.
can't. Yeah,
absolutely
that's what
not.
I'm saying. I'm like, what? I'm not doing
that. Yeah, if I'm, let's see, they got the Air Limit. There's because you want the Ultramarine one, right?
Yeah,
they wild, and yeah, someone has a new no box for $287. I'm like,
that's what I'm saying.
There's no way in the world I'm paying $287, and at least give me a box or something. Give me a replacement box or something. That's wild. Like, that shoe, I remember when it retroed, it set around. I mean,
dude, no one.
It was $30 at one point.
No one. I guarantee you, no one wants that shoe. And eBay wants $325, and GOAT wants $287. I'm like, what is going on?
Did they do a high fashion collab with this one, or did just like?
Yeah, they did.
Okay,
it almost looks like a Nike Lab. It's like an all white pair. They did like an all white pair and then like an all black.
There it is. Yeah, I see the.
Or no, like a purple pair. They did like a purple.
Yeah, I remember they were doing that. Dang, I miss Nike Lab. Those are dope. I mean, they have the white pair in a 9.5, which I can probably take the insole out and wear for $91. But I was like, I don't need that. This again, we're get to the point of I don't need it, but now you find a good price, you feel like you have to buy it.
Yeah,
that's wild. But man,
but yeah, I mean, so normally I've always been asking the question like, what's it like buying shoes in the States? And now you know, I spent a month in the States, and I got to see for myself firsthand.
There's a roll of the dice. You never know what you're gonna get. It's typically awful.
It's pretty depressing.
It's just everything's moved to online. That's why I'm kind of jealous of you guys. And I would talk to you or talk to Josh. It was like, you guys go to, you know, Doe, or you guys go to just any of those shops out there. Even though you didn't get the same releases, you guys, honestly, I think you got better ones, to be completely fair. You can go touch it.
I would say what I saw in the States is like a 4.5, 4 to 5 out of 10. Maybe no, let's go low. It was like a 4 out of 10.
Yeah, you saw
right?
Jordan 1 mids. You saw the Jordan 1 low SE. You saw New Balance 550s. Maybe 2002 Rs.
A bunch of Pumas. All the mellows are there, which I find is kind of surprising because I thought that his shoe does really well.
It does. So the thing is, it just depends on the color. They started they started pulling a Nike formula, which I think is good because I see a lot of hoopers wearing them. So it's nice they're available, like Kobe's used to be. But Puma, actually, I gotta go do another review on this one. The Puma sent me the BU pair, which, dude, freaking slick. I thought the first pair looked good. Second pair looked even better. Like, it's dumb nice. And that one I think is a little bit more difficult to find. People wait for the most outrageous, if it's not like the Rick and Morty or something, they sit.
Yeah. So yeah, it's like a 4 out of 10. And then I would say China though now is probably like it's not that much better, man. It's like maybe it's like a 6.5. It's like a 6.5. I mean, okay, like UNC toes, those will sit.
Guarantee, yeah. Not here, but there, yeah, from everything you guys
told
me.
That's what I'm saying. So then I don't know. If you walked into a Foot Locker and you saw UNC toes on the shelf, would you be shocked?
I'm not. You know what? I'm not shocked about what I see. It's the how much are available in a sense of sizing. Like I feel like I'm always gonna see something, but it's like, oh, we got a size 13. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I'm not that surprised.
Yeah.
But it just, man, it's really certain things they push hard. Like they're really trying to push these UNC toes here. I don't know why. I'm like, why? Like, I actually bought the Lucky Green pair.
Yeah, they are pushing that.
Oh, pushing it hard. I'm like, what is it? Like, it's nothing. But I bought the Lucky Green pair because I saw them on Lapstone and Hammer full size run. I'm like, I need a black toe. I don't have a black toe colorway. Got it. I'm like, it's a really nice shoe. Barely wear it.
Yeah, I know. Same here. I have that pair too. I sold my DMP pack Celtic pair.
That's why I got them, because I always wanted that pack. I was like, well, if I can get them, and it's not this one.
These are better than that DMP pack pair, though.
100%.
Like way better. It's not even close.
But it's one of those, again, I think we're gonna have this conversation 5 years from now, and the randomness that we bought, we're like, oh, someone wants to buy those Lucky Greens for $600, or I'm exaggerating, but you know how it goes. It's really cyclical.
So yeah, I mean, I would say like a 4 in the States, a 7, a 6.5 in Asia, and like I walked into the Jordan store here, and they had the did they sit in the States? It's the washed blacks.
That one was, everybody's like, oh yeah, I'm going to buy this one, and resellers ate it up, but you can get it for retail or less if you go to resell.
Yeah, right. So like those were on shelf.
Yeah.
The wash pinks actually were still on shelf.
I don't know. Did that one release here in the States? Like, I feel like I kept seeing things about it, but I feel like it never released. But I could be wrong.
Oh, really?
I have no idea. Maybe it released and I just wasn't paying attention because it wasn't one I was looking for. That was cool. Uh-huh. But I feel like it was such a flash in the pan of people talking about it, and I heard nothing else about it since then.
Let's see what else. I feel like Jordan Brand. I mean, UNC toes, but those aren't dropping in this. They're not dropping until like the beginning of August.
Are they?
I feel like Jordan Brand hasn't dropped anything of note lately.
No, I can't think of anything. I mean, only thing they've been doing a lot of team shoes. Like the Luka 2, a lot of what's that homeboy? Tatum colors and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, all the Tatums are here. All the Lukas are here.
Not much else. I mean, they have I guess these come out this week or next week. North Carolina, the Chi-Town. They're doing a low version this time.
Oh, those dropped already here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The lows look better than the highs, but I don't need them. I wouldn't wear them. Like I
wouldn't wear them either. I wouldn't wear them either.
Let's see. Dang, there's nothing. Like I'm looking, just go through the sneakers out. Bunch of stuff about UNC toes. Don't care about them. There's literally a Jordan 2 dropping every other day. Seems like that no one cares about.
Nope. Yeah, all the maroon, all the lows are here. Those are all here.
Oh, nice. There's nothing.
Yeah, so it's like you know what though? One thing I hated, and I only felt this way in the States, and I don't know why. Maybe you can help explain.
What happened?
But it's like I felt gross, like walking into a resale shop in the States. like I felt like a hype beast. I don't know why. Like I would walk into like a resale shop and I would walk in and I'm like, yeah, there's nothing in here that I want. But I just felt like he was like the dude was looking at me like, yeah, how am I gonna get this guy?
Oh, dude.
You know what I mean? Like,
it's because we see all of the, they're all those resale shops on social media now, and a lot of them are like, oh yeah, look, I got this guy to sell this to me for X amount of dollars. Like they're just talking, like you just feel like they're out to get you, and so it's funny you say that.
I felt grimy, man. I was just like, I'm not gonna give you my money, even if there's something that I was like, oh, that's decent, and I'm like, nope,
can't do it.
I refuse to do it like this. Yeah.
So when I went to LA in, was it March? Yeah, March or beginning. I can't remember whenever I went. So I was with my brother, and so we were just kind of bumming around there. And I went to one of the Cool Kick store. I guess the cool, not cool, whatever one there. I guess the one more focus didn't have. I don't know what they do. They have all their stuff going on. Anywho, my brother actually found a pair of Travis Scott 4s. They were used, but he only paid $300 for them. I was like, that's dope. Like, cool.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah. I was like, bro, that's cool. Because funny enough, because we were just walking around, that store, the Real where they do like the bags and very high. We walked into, I didn't know they had a brick and mortar, so we walked in. They had a more beat up pair than the one he had. They were selling for like $800-900. I'm like, bro, wear these one time and flip these suckers over here, because like certain stores, like it's just such a discrepancy across LA and like those resale shops. But I'm right with you. Like I was seeing all this stuff, touching it, like, man. But I just feel like I'm gonna get got, and I don't want to get got, so I'm not buying anything. Like I can't justify it because all these stores are selling the same thing. There was no one out there doing anything different.
But is that okay? So then, do you think that's more of us seeing like shady people on IG and TikTok and like all of like these private seller pages, and like it's just like made us really uncomfortable? Or do you think that's more the effect of online shopping so much, and like StockX and GOAT, where you don't have to deal with you know what I mean?
Oh, it's online shopping for sure for me. I mean, I know I do the podcast, and I do the YouTube stuff. I ain't got a lot of you. If I ain't got to deal with talking to nobody, got to do all this talking already, I will take that route. It's easier. There's no having to go back and forth. It's like I don't have to spend my gas money getting there. I don't have to, deal with and then it's like the shenanigans in the stores now. Everybody's like, oh, I'll coin flip you for this. So then I'm like, bro, just sell me the shoe. I don't need to do all these shenanigans for it. Like, I got $200. So what you want from me right now? I ain't trying to be on your channel.
Yeah. So, man, it's so hard because I used to be I like to go into stores to go buy stuff, but like, I just find that it's more expensive.
It is.
But then it's also hard because like for shoes, it's like, oh, what size am I at? Like for those, like you said, those undercovers, like if I can't try them on, there's no way I'm going to buy it.
Yep.
But then if I go into the store, I'm paying retail.
Exactly. So my thing is this, I can tell you this, I'm trying to go back in my Rolodex in my mind right now. I have never bought anything from an actual resale shop. Like I've never.
I don't think I have either.
But there's a store here. I haven't been here forever, but it's called Premium Goods. They've done a few dope collaborations, like they did a Kobe one a long time ago. But it's one of those stores you go into. They have this cool table. It's like a $100, $75, $50 table, bro. I'm talking about finding some stuff in there. I don't know if it's the same now since sneakers have popped like crazy over the last few years. But when I go back in there back in the day, like you can ask Josh if you ever talk to him. It's like we would go, like he would come down to Houston. We'll go to that store, bro. I'm picking up the desert chukkas, the woven chuckers for like $50. I think he got like a year to horse. One of the wovens for like $50, $60. It's like stuff like that, like things you don't ever see. Like some of those boutique stores I love going into still, but it's just like I gotta get up and go drive to it because now we live in the suburbs, like away from the city. So like it's more of a task. So it's easy for me to get on a website, whether it's the actual, Nike, Adidas, etc., or whatever store or GOAT. So it's like I don't want to spend my time driving at this point.
Yeah.
So it's crazy though. But man, last thing I wanted to talk about before we finished up, I didn't realize we were already here for an hour. But I want to talk about Kyrie to Anta, just from the perspective of seeing the, maybe the Chinese population reaction, since Anta's such a big brand and they haven't had that standout star. I guess they had Klay Thompson, of course, or they still do, but he's still not, no matter what, he's not the superstar like Kyrie Irving is. Have you seen, like, I guess it's hard to really see anything. I mean, you've been traveling and still he doesn't have the signature yet, but what does that, I guess, feel like for you when it comes to Anta, since it is so readily available out there? What do you think that means for them getting such a big star to headline the brand?
Man, I think it's really hard to say.
Yeah,
truly it's hard to say because it depends on how they market him.
Okay,
it depends on what they make available in the stores, because there aren't that many Anta stores. That's the thing. They have a huge online presence. Leaning is still the leader.
Okay,
and they've rebranded in the sense that their stores now are more similar in line to like a Nike store.
Oh, dope.
Like where they have like different sections of stuff. You know what I mean? Like they have their running wall, they have their basketball wall, they have their Butler apparel, they have the D Wade apparel. You know what I'm saying? Like it's way more like organized and sectioned and blocked off, and it's more like an experience, right? When you walk in, there's like all these crazy displays, and they even have Leaning just streetwear Leaning.
Oh,
stuff.
dope! I didn't know that.
Like standalone stores that don't sell basketball stuff, that sell just only like streetwear, high fashion stuff. And so Anta in the past, I've probably seen like a couple of Anta stores, but they look like I'm trying to think of like they look like what would be the equivalent of something in the States, where it's like not Journeys, but like, you know what I mean, where it's like
DSW out there.
yeah where it's just like really, it's like it's not an experience.
Oh,
you know
it's like going to like maybe like Dick's Sporting Goods, where it's like I'm going there for function, not for fashion, almost.
Yeah. And so like, and it's like a small store. It's not done up. Like you don't. And I think we've talked about this before. Like Klay's shoes are hard to find.
Mm-hmm.
They're not expensive online, but you don't see them anywhere. The same with D Wade's, actually.
Yeah,
like
impossible.
So it's impossible. Like Wade's, dude, they're so hard to buy. And so I think if they take that approach, it's not going to go well, because it's, you got to get it out there, right? Like if people, but the thing is that you can get it, you just can't see it. And that's a problem. I don't like that. Like that's going to hurt. Like you can go get a Klay easily off Poison, unfortunately, or probably off the Anta website, but you can't actually go in and like try them on and see them, because they don't have them in there for whatever reason.
Yeah, I remember back some years back when Klay first, I can't remember what model, but the Shoe Palace here in the Galleria actually had Klays. I was like, oh, that's dope. It was random. I mean, I don't know how they ended up getting them, but it was like they had actually a little small section that had Klay Thompson stuff. I was like, that's pretty dope. I'd never seen them in person, but it wasn't one of those things that was consistent. And I wonder what they're going to do there, because even you think back, this had to be about a year ago, Salehi had a collaboration with Anta on one of their outdoor shoes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and I was actually trying, like, they released, but it was such a, like, it was all online, of course. It was a pain in the butt. I didn't get them. But it's one of those things, it's like, it's very difficult to try to get them. And supposedly they're supposed to be increasing U.S. presence. That's the thing, how this is supposed to blow up. They're supposed to be increasing U.S. presence. So I don't know if that means they're going to build stores here. They can't just put up shops in Dallas. No one's going to care. Like, no one in Dallas is going to go care about that. I don't know.
Okay, so if they didn't do it for Wade in his prime, do you think they're going to do it for Kyrie? Who's not really in his prime anymore? If you think about it, he's like 30, 31, 32?
Yeah, he's younger than I'm 34. I didn't realize he was younger than me. I'm like, God dang.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like how, like where, like what's the end game? Because you made him one of your creative directors, which is fine, right? Like he's probably gonna come out with his signature line. He's probably gonna have a takedown line or two, right? He might have like a takedown model. He might have a casual, might have a slide. He's gonna design the clothes. He'll definitely have like the pyramid on stuff and the all-seeing eye and all that kind of stuff. But it's like, but if that's only here, it's not enough.
Yeah. So apparently he has the ability to sign people, but I'm like, who? They're gonna have to increase president. I mean, who's he signing? Like, who's on Anta right now? Like, I honestly, besides, like, I feel like they've kind of just pushed Klay Thompson to the side. Like, all right, bro, you gotta go. Like, whoa.
Gordon Hayward.
Gordon Hayward, is he on Anta? He is on Anta.
Is he Anta or is he Peak? He might be. I think he's Anta.
Yeah,
but don't get me wrong, dude. Gordon Hayward's shoes look fire.
Slick.
So
I just can't find them.
Hayward's shoe is fire.
Well,
it looked so slick.
The shoe that Kyrie's been wearing is amazing looking. I love the way that shoe looks. I don't know what the name of it. I heard it a million times, but it's some long drawn out name. I'm like, if they bought that shoe here, that shoe would do well. They can get into the right hands because that is a good looking shoe. Like the Anta branding actually is a smooth looking logo. It's a fast looking logo. It's not like Under Armour where it's just blotchy. I think it can do good here. I mean, there's something to be said about that shoe and what they do. I heard they're just good performers and they're not ugly.
You can't get. Is there anywhere you can get leanings in the States?
Bro, so
like Butler shoes are nice, dude. But Jimmy Butler shoes are super dope. Like they do.
I ain't seen one in person. So what they did, I don't know if it's even still a thing they tried. So I know that there's an eBay leaning store in America. You can buy stuff. It's so like when they released the D-Waves, they would sell it that quick. People are just like pouncing on them. I don't think there's a lot of quantity on there. But Foot Locker had this deal probably about 2 years back to sell Way of Wades. I don't know if they still are. Because I remember when they started that whole deal, they sent me a promo pack of like a D-Wade 8. I think they were really expensive though. I think they were like over $200.
Yeah.
So that I don't think that lasted long because no one was buying them. Dope shoe. Like I actually got a D-Wade in hand. Like, oh, these are dope. They sent me all black when it was like a PE he actually wore. Like it's like during like the I can't remember if it was like an MLK game or something, but it was like all black, but it's all 3M. I was like, this is dope. It was like I say, it's a PE that never released. I'm like, this is pretty cool. But me, like, I did a full review, but other people who got the same packs, I don't think even did. Like, I think Kai Somar got the same. It's like the exact same pack, the same shoe I did. He kind of like looked at it in like 12 seconds in passing through one of his unboxing, like of a bunch of stuff videos. So they couldn't push it the way they wanted to, the way they hoped to. Like, oh, let's get it to these creators. So maybe we'll get a bigger audience of people buying them. I don't think. Yeah, I have no idea, but it's one of those things that you have to wait and see because if they can get it to the States, they can push it into not only their own self-sustaining stores, but get into
I think it'll be. I think it'll be interesting because, Kyrie. This is unlike Wade, because Wade was like, it was weird. It's like he went from Jordan Brand and then he went to Li Ning and people didn't know about it. You know what I mean? Like social media wasn't a thing back then. And so now it's like everyone is like knows that Kyrie's with Anta, and so people are kind of have their ears up about it, you know, like, oh, what's he going to be doing? But if it never reaches the States and social media, it won't make a difference.
No one's going to know, yeah. And so I mean, I think at this point they've done a good job with the build up to like, oh, is he going? Is he playing? He saw his answers on, so but it's one of those things like how far can he take it? I mean, yeah, cool. Initially we're all like, oh, cool, he's going to answer. I mean, I guess people are saying, oh, cool. I think it's pretty interesting to see what he does.
I know people in China are pretty excited about it.
Yeah,
I will say that because it made a lot of like social media waves out here. Because he's so So like it's funny because he's polarizing to people in the States, but he's not polarizing to people here. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Because like the stuff that he said doesn't correlate to how people feel out here.
Yeah. So that's what I want to see. Like, what is this gonna like? Are people gonna be like, okay, we moved on from that here. We're cool. We're ready to buy your stuff. Like, it's a lot of factors in the U.S. to see if this is gonna work. Honestly. So we will see, man. But shoot. I don't know. We have to see. But I think that's about all I got today. I have a yelling child in part of my house. I'm like, yeah, dang, something's going on.
Boy, I was like, you better.
I was like, somebody's losing it. But before we go, man, let them know where to find you. Of course, it's always a pleasure having you on. We know we'll have you on again.
Yeah, man. It's the summertime, so I haven't been as active. Like I've been active in the DMs, but with posts and stuff, I just like haven't really seen anything. That's,
just that dull time of year anyway. You gotta wait for the school start and fall for the good stuff to come out.
For sure. But Shanghai Soul, catch me on there. If you want to chop it up, talking sneakers, or if you're in Asia and you want to know where to go check out, hit me up. And yeah, thanks as always for having me on, man.
Yeah, brother. All right, guys. Y'all already know. Go ahead and follow Sneaker History. Make sure y'all subscribe. Listen to the episodes. We got a gang of them now. We're well past 300. So go ahead and listen, and we'll catch you next time.
Hey, everyone. This is Nick again. Before you take off, do us a solid and head over to Apple Podcasts to leave us a review. Give us a rating on Spotify and Amazon Music, and make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel because we have even more video content coming soon. Speaking of new content, we have an amazing community of sneaker enthusiasts that hang out in our Sneaker History Discord on a daily basis. While sneakers is a connection point that brought us all together, we've all discovered countless shared passions that we have in common with each other. We recently launched a couple of new podcasts directly from our community. One of them is a Formula One podcast. If you're an F1 fan like me, the Exhaust Notes podcast is your weekly fix of Formula One fun. It's hosted by myself, Rohit Malhotra, and Todd Yates. New episodes drop every Tuesday. I've been wearing fitted hats for years and collecting my favorite teams since I was a little leaguer. It has been awesome to see so many new fans getting into fitteds in recent years. Crown and Stitch is our new talk show about fitted hats with Dexter, Keith, and myself, where we talk about fitted hats, snapbacks, throw in some obscure hats because we all kind of like some funky stuff once in a while, don't we? Copping, collecting, and so much more. New episodes drop every Wednesday. Hit the links in the show notes for this episode to give our new shows a listen, and be on the lookout for more new podcasts dropping soon. Last but not least, tell someone you like their kicks today. You never know how far a simple compliment can take you, and we all know how good it feels to have someone show their appreciation. Thank you all for the support, and we'll catch you on the next episode. Peace.